Hello, my
Okay,
little
today we're going
subscribers.
to talk
It's time
about
for
why
another
zombies
video.
are stupid. And not specifically zombies, necessarily. I mean more the idea that zombies could end the world, you know? Like the idea that, oh, zombies themselves could cause an apocalypse. And I'm here to tell you why that's a lie. Yes, you have been lied to your entire life. Zombies taking on the world is basically impossible in the standard form. And I will explain why. Now, some caveats here. Number one, I'm referring to the standard zombie. Like the slow-moving, brain-eating, come-back from the dead Romero zombies. I am not referring to special types, or types that spread through other means other than biting or that kind of thing. I will make some notes of certain variations, but I'm not going to, like, I'm not talking about, like, super rare special types. I'm talking about the standard generic zombie. I'm not talking, like I said, we're going over basic. And here's why zombies would fail. Okay, number one, zombies spread the worst method possible, through biting. Terrible. Terrible expression method. As any biologist will tell you, that's probably the worst way to spread a virus. Literally the worst. Any other method, more dangerous. But it gets even worse for the zombie, because the zombies rely on attacking people. Specifically people. Most zombie viruses are limited to only humans, so animals aren't an option. Some of them are different, but this is a general rule. Now, the reason why biting is terrible is that biting is, first of all, pretty obvious. I mean, people don't generally miss getting bit by a half-eaten corpse. But it gets even worse when you realize that human bites aren't that powerful. Like, I know this, you hear that a lot, the animal has a such and such stronger bite than a human, but that really becomes an important factor here. Like, it might be hard to prevent against a bear bite, or a lion attack, or something like that, but a zombie can only have the bite strength of a human. Human bite strength is terrible. In the animal kingdom, it is pathetic, and it would take nothing for a reasonable person to armor yourself against. Let me put it this way. There are very few animals that you can consider that would not be easier to armor yourself against. It would be harder to armor yourself against a squirrel than it would be a human trying to bite you. Because a squirrel could at least move fast and get in places you wouldn't think they could. Or would. And it wouldn't even take much. Think pillows, cotton, wood, metal, anything can protect your happy little meat sack from that zombie bite. And that's assuming the zombies even get to you. Zombies are slow, pathetically slow. And even if they have the endurance to move on, you could just do something like, even if you're running from a horde of them, you gotta keep on your toes away from the horde. If they move like 1/4 the speed of a human, just run or move in a single direction, even just walk in one direction for a few hours, and you'll be so many miles ahead of them that you can then comfortably take a nap, maybe with some patrols, be careful, sleep, eat, cook some food, get yourself a nice bath in that river you found, and then proceed to keep moving before you even hear the moans of the zombies. Or did I forget to mention that loud and slow? So stealth is borderline out of an option, although I do admit not all zombies make moans, so that's a bit more of a variable. But it gets even worse beyond the slowness. Their attack method is terrible. You can only claw, bite, grab, that kind of thing, when a human with any reasonable efficiency could do all those things and more. Because you could arm yourself with swords of any variety. Knives, tomahawks, personal favorite, shotguns, pistols, crossbows, regular bows, halberdiers, go polearm on them, go pike and shot if you want. Go, hey, just grab a horse and go cavalry. Yes, let's wing huzzah these zombies. But it gets even worse for the zombie. Now a person might say, well, the zombie, even if they're dumb, they come in numbers. It's not the threat of a zombie, it's a bunch of zombies. And you have a point until you realize something. The zombie has to get to those critical numbers to be an effective threat against a human. Now, how is it going to do that? By infecting people. How does it infect people? By killing people. But to kill people, it needs a massive horde to do that effectively, which means it's a self-fulfilling paradox. The zombie can't make the horde to make the zombies deadly without killing people, which it needs the horde to do. Therefore, it can't effectively do this. Now, once again, all workarounds some zombie stories go with, like, oh, well, it spreads this way, or, oh, it mass spread this way, and that's an excuse, yes, but I'm talking in the real world here, going by basic zombie rules here. I'm not going on variations. And quick side note, even if the zombies move fast, like rage zombies, or like 28 laser zombies, that doesn't help them too much, because moving fast doesn't really help you that much, is it basically just means you're on the same speed as a human, which is definitely more deadly, I will give you that. But you're still going up against a speed around human size, which doesn't help you too much. And because zombies are Ryan, that just means they're going to break the legs faster, and can still be tricked by any number of tricks. But the real thing that would kill a zombie, that would stop the zombie apocalypse right in its tracks, is ironically the military. Now, I bet you might think, the military, isn't that guys usually create the zombies? Well, yes, fiction has a long tendency of making the ones who do that, but the military would be humanity's greatest defense against them. And I don't mean necessarily the U.S. military, any military, but the U.S. would definitely be the most likely and efficient to get it done. Although, ironically, if America would need it the least out of any country, but I'll get to that. Now, you see, the military, every reasonable military in a modern nation you can name, is designed to fight other humans, with tanks, guns, planes, bombs, and every other thing like that. The infantry is designed to take on other infantry. Now, in any reasonable category, a zombie is weaker than a person. It's more dangerous if you're an army soldier to be fighting a caveman with a club or a Roman legionnaire than it is a zombie. So, by that logic, there is no good reason the military would ever lose an engagement to zombies. Even if they have the massive hordes, they're still screwed because stuff like tanks, planes, bombs, the Navy alone, and all these things would wipe zombies off the board. Flamethrowers are going to be a friend. And especially tanks. How does a zombie kill a tank? Let's think about this. How does a zombie stop a tank? Like, realistically, yeah, enough zombies could theoretically pile on it, but the expenditure of one tank versus the hundreds or thousands of zombies it would take to take down one is incredible. And even if the zombies break a certain infantry regiment, eventually overwhelm them, yeah, okay, you turn one squad of humans into zombies. Too bad they killed hundreds for you to get that. It would be unwinnable gains for the zombies, even if they had hordes. And I also say, but the military might capture the zombie virus and then spread it to make weaponized zombies. Why would the military do that? Don't really think about it. If you're trying to go into the world of biological warfare, zombies are terrible. Mustard gas would be more useful. Releasing the flu on a region would be more useful. Or just straight up nuking it. There is no good reason to use, the military would ever want to use traditional zombies as anything more than just keep you on hand just for funsies. I mean, come on. And I'm not saying this because the military is super smart or anything. I mean, the U.S. military spent decades researching psychics so they could fight the Soviets. The military, especially American military, will look into anything if they think it's useful. But they would literally look at a zombie virus and just throw it out the window. Well, out the window, they'd burn it. And how do I know this? Because the U.S. military has literally planned how to kill zombies, but not a single plan how to weaponize them. Think about that. But that's beyond the point. And the biggest thing that will hurt the zombies, beyond the military, which we just ended, but the reason is an armed populace. Now, this is much more about America. I will give you that, but most zombies are still set in America, so this works. Now, any citizen or person who is armed with a gun and is capable of using it is basically capable of taking down at least as many zombies as that gun has the current ammo capacity before reloading, and probably a lot more than that. So if you have, let's say a person has a pistol, the pistol has 12 shots. That's, even if we say it takes 2 shots to kill a zombie with headshots, that's 6 shots, 6 zombies dead for one person. That load is already terrible. And we live in such a hyper-vigilant world when it comes to zombies. If we even heard about one case of a guy in Africa coming back from the dead as a zombie, every citizen will be panicking to try to deal with that zombie, even if it never got to the States. Now, I can't really say this would help the rest of the world, but we do live in a world that believes that zombies could end the world so badly that if we even saw it, we would not question to immediately destroy it. So zombies would fail. Ironically enough, if zombies did ever exist in the traditional sense, the most dangerous aspect would be people panicking over them. So, you know, funny how that works, I guess. But yeah, so all your doomsday preppers, forget about it. Zombies are not going to be a problem. Zombies would not end the world in the traditional sense. Now, yes, you can come up with some contraptions or modified zombies or something like that would change it, but I'm talking base Romero zombies and other basic sub-variations, and let me tell you, you're safe. Don't worry. Don't worry about it, guys. Traditional zombies aren't going to end the world. I'd be more worried about, like, anything else. Heck, I'd be more worried if Frankenstein could take over the world. Anyway, see ya. Yeah? Hey, why don't you hit that sub button? You're gonna become a subscribble. Get to see my content quicker. Wouldn't that be nice? I bet so.